Hi, beautiful souls. Yesterday evening I received so many downloads, so much activation was filling my heart, and I was remembering, what's that dog doing? I was remembering so much of my soul's journey till now, and I wasn't able to access that part of my journey because we only can receive what we are in a vibrational frequency to receive, and what our soul is ready for. I mean, our soul is ready, but what our human is ready for, or our ascending human in this case. And so I took my pen and my pad and I wrote down some notes, and then I found that there were so many synchronicities with what's going on with what I've been experiencing lately. So to give you an example of this, and I can share this with you, because it will, whatever you are supposed to feel, you'll feel. So for many years I have been talking to Poseidon, and Poseidon always comes from the ocean, from a particular place in the ocean when I'm looking out and it's the sun's rising or the sun's already risen. And when Poseidon comes out, I don't know why I do this, I just feel guided to do this, and I draw 555 just above this area where there's this portal where Poseidon comes out, and he's often accompanied with sea unicorns. I call them sea unicorns, but that's what it feels like to me. And I've been doing this for quite some time. Now recently I went to the Vader Austin talk here in Kent, and I have done a few samples of talking to the water. And on one of those samples I used some of my light language, so light codes. And I placed the Petri dish over the light codes and I placed it in the freezer. I took it out and I looked at the crystals and photographed them. And these crystals looked like mountains. And I said, oh, it's like the Himalayas. It's like the Himalayas, or it's also like the waves, like the Temple of Poseidon. And of course, last night I was having these downloads. And the Temple of Poseidon actually is mountainous. So it was like, oh my gosh, but it is mountainous. So it is exactly that. So there's something that Poseidon has probably been trying to get through to me for years, and I just haven't been ready. And like literally over years I've been working with Poseidon, or at least so I thought I was. But maybe Poseidon was just preparing me for when I was actually more expanded, because, you know, like so many of us, sometimes my heart doesn't always stay open. I noticed this yesterday. Not that it ever closes, but somebody walked past me who tends to sort of like stop and talk and talk and talk, and you know, you want to get back, you want to feed your dog, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to have a nice warm bath. And you know, there's nothing bad about this person. It's a lovely human being. But you know, I felt it in my heart that it was just close, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is also so useful when we experience things like this, to be aware, because it helps us to keep our heart open. It helps us to realize where we need work, because it's easy to keep your heart open, isn't it? If you're surrounded by people that really resonate with you, and people are speaking your language, people that are interested in what you're interested in, gosh, it's so easy to keep your heart open. But it's a very different story if you're sitting next to somebody who has done something that you disapprove of, or it's not something that resonates with you, like chopping a tree down, for instance, or, you know, those sorts of things. But the truth is, love love is in everything, and love is the only truth. So when we take our perspective higher, we don't see the separation. We don't see the separation of any being. And we can greet them with the same love that we greet all. So anyway, that was just a little bit of my soul speaking to me and letting me know where I had a little bit of work still to do. And of course, Poseidon over the years has probably just been giving me like a soft opening. And, you know, speaking to me with those areas that I was ready for. And now, with the help of Veda Austin and seeing what I thought was the Himalayas or waves of the sea, with literally, I mean, you can't even, it's just so like the Temple of Poseidon. And then I was like, last night having these downloads, like, oh yes, oh my gosh, yes, that is the Temple of Poseidon, because there are mountains there. And the Temple of Poseidon is exactly like that. So what do I feel from this? Well, lately I've been receiving a lot of resurrection energies. And I've also received certain aspects of some interest from the Great Fall of Atlantis. Something that I need to make peace with from that time. I'm not entirely sure exactly the full details of it. But I do know that there is some calling to the Poseidon's temple. And I have even drawn Poseidon's temple. And when I go in there, I notice that the floor is similar to the floor that I recall from this time where there was some interest. So this all seems like it's all very exciting in one way, because it's like, oh, you know, when you're sort of journeying and you suddenly receive an insight and you feel it like, oh gosh, how did I not see that before? And it's just something has been clouding your judgment, your higher judgment, your perception, you've done something that has stopped you from seeing it. And the resurrection frequencies are really very strong at the moment. The moon last night was really beaming. I looked outside at eclipse time. I couldn't see anything. It was very hazy. There was a lot of cloud. And so anyway, that was that. And but this morning and late last night, the moon was absolutely so bright and so clear. And that's what Atlantis represented, was bright, clear clarity, crystal clarity, the crystal ball, the all-seeing eye, the pure heart, the sacred Christed consciousness. And that is the feeling that I'm feeling here. And then this morning I woke up and I saw this white lion. And again, I was like, purity, pure heart, purity, pure heart. So there is an exciting energy, I feel, and if I feel it, others will be feeling it. I know that some people have been experiencing some intensity, and I certainly have too. But it doesn't have to remain intense. We always are given opportunities to transmute, transcend. So if you are feeling that there is something different in the air lately, maybe it is that now you have your portal, your opportunity to break free from all of those chains that you have placed around yourself, because only you have done that. I know that there are so many that say, oh, you might have this and that and that and the other from a different lifetime. But you place those there because you are a responsible being, in the sense that if you are responsible, you take responsibility for whatever has happened to you, even if it isn't great, even if it isn't nice, even if you feel that somebody has done something wrong to you. Because if you don't, then you're a victim. And nobody wants to be a victim. Because being a victim means that you're suddenly helpless and that you're disempowered. So, even though there are many here on this earth plane that will have had experiences and traumas from different lifetimes that are coming to the surface for their love, take full responsibility for them, because it was part of your soul's path, and detach from any attachment to any outcomes. So, heal yourself, move through those motions, but detach from any need to know that all has sorted itself out, because that's not how the resurrection frequencies work. They work on trust, they work on faith, they work on pure heart, and they work on love. And of course, fear, you cannot be in the space of love and be in the space of fear at the same time, because it just doesn't work. So you either are in a space of love or you're in a space of fear. And so we keep our heart open, and we keep our heart open with all beings, because then we're in a space of love. And when we close our heart down, there are fears, even if you don't call it a fear. If you think, oh, somebody's taking my time, they're taking my attention when I want to be doing something else, that's a fear, even though it might not look like it. But it is. You keep your heart open, there's love. And there's ways to be gracious. You don't have to stand around and let people use you for their own ends. You can be gracious. You'll have to excuse me. I must go and feed my dog. That's all it took. And a nice smile. That's all it would have taken. And actually, I wasn't rude at all. But, I know that in my truth, what I felt was that there was that close down. So if I was in my strength and my open-heartedness, I would have felt that expansion. There would not have been any close down within the heart frequencies. So even though that person might not have visually seen anything, they might have suddenly felt something if they were very intuitive and very sensitive. So be open to receive what's out there for your soul's remembrances. Keep aligning with ways to receive, keeping yourself strong and loving, light, and in harmony and in alignment with the truth that you are. Be very aware not to get scrambled in your mind, being aware of the feelings that you feel, keeping tuned and clear your heart, your mind, your actions, your thoughts, and your entire nervous system. Keeping very aware of how you feel in each moment, and stopping and allowing yourself in each moment, if there is some sort of interest going on, if you feel a little bit nervous, a little bit off balance, stop, breathe, come back to your breath before you carry on. I am all that I am. Bring it forth. The wisdom and the remembrances from my higher aspects, my divine aspects, through all time, space and realities, with love into this now moment. Assist me to remember so that I might be of greater service and love to all that is in this now, for the highest good of all in this now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Keep yourselves in good spirits. Love yourselves and love all that is. Thank you. My name is Sandra. If you like this video, please share, subscribe, comment, like if you feel called to do so. Thank you, and many blessings.